Hey buddy, Thomas here. Today we're going to go over how I got these enormous, amazing box elder logs, slabs. I have a box elder log. If you look, that's 30.5 inches right there. And then down here on both of these, we average out just over 28. It's about 28.5 inches. The only part next down is up here, and that's about 24.5 inches. So this is one of a kind log, and I actually got 3 slabs this size. And these right here, all 3 slabs, the way I cut the log and everything, they're essentially quarter sawn. And we do have some branches that came off of it, so we have a whole lot of good curl and figure and stuff going on there. But we'll take you step by step from the beginning when I had the log on the mill to getting it completely cut up. I did this over a 3-day period. And the interesting thing is, I think on one of the conclusive videos at the very end, I talk about I had an issue of casualty on the mill. I've since corrected said casualty, and I will turn that correction into an entire video of its own self. So, I mean, these are monster slabs, and I could not be happier. So stay tuned. It's a pretty good video. It's a long video, but we'll go over how we get these beauties out of here. We'll see you. Thanks. Hey everybody, Thomas here. It has been over a week since I have cranked up this machine. Probably have to knock some dust off and everything. But before we left to go up to Tennessee, I put this large box elder log onto the sawmill. Now this is kind of a funky log, and yes, I do have this crazy knot right here. It's kind of how the tractor put it on there. But I'm like, you know what? That's actually okay. I feel like I'm in a good position right here, because if you're looking at the log this way, it's pretty much balanced the way I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I'll do a couple cuts up here, maybe get a few little cookie pieces off of that one branches, and then I'm going to go ahead and get a nice flat reference edge right there before I turn this over. And then on the other side, I'll get a couple cookies out of this as well. Now this tree came off some friends of ours' property up in Tennessee. I'm not gonna lie, it stinks. It literally stinks. I don't know if all box elders are like that, but it has a very pungent, very distinctive smell to it. In the branches, you see a lot of the flame, if you want to call it. And even out here, you can see some out here. And I know there's gonna be some color, because before this got all sun beaten and changed the colors and everything, you could actually see some of the colors in this. There's going to be quite a bit of flame in this. Now the flame, I've read some stuff online. It could be where the tree's been stressed via storms or whatever, but long story short, this tree also has a lot of bug damage. I mean, there's bug holes all throughout it. I don't see any active bugs in it, but even though it has bug hole damage and this, that, and the other, I can use epoxy or whatever to fill in that, and it'll give it like a neat unique look to it, I'll say that. So right now I've got to do a few things. I've actually got to get, now I'm just looking at this, it's been over a week since I put it on there. I've actually got to get this end over a little bit more. I'm going to look on the back side. I'm going to go ahead and put on a time lapse as I figure out where exactly I need to place this log. And I am barely on the edge over here. I don't really want to have to take this thing off, because I feel like I'm in a pretty good location the way it is. I just don't think I can get the mill head. Now I won't be able to get it past right now until I get this edge over. Now this is a very large log, near 30 something inches at the base, and at the other end I think it's 26, 27. So only go and throw in a time lapse. We'll get this thing kind of figured out which position to be in, and then we're gonna start taking some slabs off, and then we'll flip it over and we'll just see kind of what we're getting at the inside. And I'm not gonna lie, I wish there was smell-o-vision with this so you could see or smell how pungent this smells. So we'll see. All right, stand by, here we go. All right, folks, so this is going to have quite a bit of color. I'm right here on the outside, but as you can see, there's already quite a bit of color. And I'm not going to lie, this knot section where the tree was branching off, this is harder than crap right here. So I've been cutting really slow, and it's been kind of crazy because the first cut I did was at 36 inches, nearly 36 inches above the deck with the blade. And I still had a large chunk that came off. In fact, it's that first chunk right over there. Then, I mean, right now my blade is at 29 inches. So this right here is at 29 inches above the deck. And when I'm going down the sides and everything, I could not have placed this log any more perfect than the way she is right now. I have literally, if you look down the length right here, about I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch of clearance on that side, and on this side I've got some more. I mean, I have probably 2 inches or so on this side, but it's the way that the knot is on this side right here really does make it kind of a tight fit. Now I don't have a whole lot of support on this log. I just have a log turner and then that one log stop right there. This one's not even touching, but just the sheer mass of this log and the fact that I have a flat edge on this branch section right here is what's holding it in place. So I'm kind of at a, I don't know, I'm kind of figuring out, do I want to take one more cut and the orientation she is now, or do I save that for the last cut and then it's fine regardless? So I think I'm going to go ahead and turn it over because the saw head is just so high up and I don't have a whole lot of support on here. I don't really want to have, you know, 20 plus inches wide of surface here. Yeah, I'm already at like probably 24 inches or so. And again, this is really hard. I don't want to run the risk of twisting this log towards this way. I don't think it would, but I just don't have it as secured as I want to. By placing this flat edge down next, I will actually be able to use my log stops more, I guess, effectively, as well as I'll be able to use the log dog. Now the reason I'll be able to use the log stops, I gotta walk around. I've created, whenever I go out of town, I usually make it difficult to get to anything around the sawmill, but so I use, the log stops will be very well utilized because my next turn is pretty much this, for all due purposes, this is kind of a flat surface right here compared to the other side, which will have that large knot. So I'll turn it in the clockwise direction, get those up against the log stops. Then I'll be able to use my log dog because the log will actually be low enough. I currently can't use a log dog again because of that large gap that's created by that branch right there. But based on the orientation of the log, it's going to be kind of oblong boards that are coming out of it, and that's actually okay because it'll allow for some interesting grain, and the pith will kind of carry through, and I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to be doing a lot of these with epoxy just because of the amount of bug damage that's in these. But I think it's going to be gorgeous. I don't have, unfortunately I don't have my brush here right now, but I mean, this is going to have a lot of curl to it and a lot of that flare color, which is awesome. You can see there's some curl that's going on in there. So I'm really anxious to see what some of these pieces look like after they're sanded down or planed down. But I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to cut. Just because I'm cutting through that large branch section there, and it's just a weird cut. And the fact that it's so high up, there's so many factors that play into this, kind of make this difficult. I mean, I'm precariously held on there, as you can see on this side here. I mean, there's not much holding it right there. I've got that holding a little bit of support up against the log stops, and I've got that little branch. So the safest thing for me to do and the best thing for me to do is turn this log over. So I'll throw in another hyperlapse just because I'm going to take my time. Got to unload what's on the forks currently. I'll take the log completely off. Then I will put it back on here with the tractor. So stand by, and in fact I'll change the angle so you can kind of see a few of the things I'm doing. Here we go. right, folks, so I took off those top slabs, and lo and behold, we have a lot of color, which was very indicative upon the red sawdust that was coming off there. So if you look at the time lapse, you'll see that red sawdust coming out. So I knew I was gonna have a lot of color in here. I just didn't know how much. Now, some of the other slabs that came off of it are pretty impressive. Now, this is kind of funky. You've got a whole lot of bug damage, but that can be corrected with some epoxy and stuff. Now, this section right here, you've got a lot of curl. That's curl right there, just a lot of curl. Then you start getting these crazy bug holes, and then you start getting some grays, some pinks, some reds, and then towards the bottom, near the trunk of the tree, is where it gets, you know, that really vibrant red color. Now, the first few pieces that I took off, I'm like, holy crap! I'm like, holy cannoli, this looks amazing. Like even this little piece right here, that's a lot of flame, and I still have. I think I'm at 17 inches right now, so I have quite a bit more to go. And over there, I've got a couple slabs as well. I was cutting all those slabs at 1 3/4 inches, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue that or if I'm going to actually increase that to 2 inches. So I'll have to kind of like think it over here a little bit. But I think I'm going to cut one more slab off here, this monstrosity right here, and then we might be flipping this log over again. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, let's go ahead and cut one more slab, and we'll see what we can get out of this. And I'll do this one, once I get everything set up, I'll go ahead and cut this one real time so you can see. I am cutting slow, and on this last cut, I did get a lot of like raised grain or raised wood while I'm cutting. So I don't know exactly what was happening there, other than it is really hard right here and it's really soft right here, and I don't know, maybe I was going too fast at the time. I didn't hit anything, but it just, I don't know, my set's not out. I can't figure it out why it's causing this. I might have just been going too fast. So let me get everything set up again. We'll do one last cut here, and then I'll have to probably call it quits for this afternoon, but I will continue this video on tomorrow and make it all one. So stand by, here we go. All right, folks, I've got a jury-rigged little kind of setup here to hold the camera. Sorry about the slight tilt, but I think this will be a really good shot as you see the saw head come through the wood. So I'm going to cut this really slow because this is a kind of a hard log to cut at the width that I'm cutting, and I'll give you an idea. We're talking at least 25 inches, if not 26 right here. We're probably closer to 28 inches right here. I can't wait to see what's inside here. I think this red section right here is going to continue to get deeper and deeper as we get closer to the pit, I think. But I've never cut box cylinder like this before. I've always cut a small branch prior to this. So here we go. It's going to be slow, but I want to make sure I'm cutting right. And I'm going to hope and pray I don't blow up the blade. The blade's still pretty sharp. But this is a pretty wide cut right here. I just gotta make sure I don't power through it too fast. Here we go. Look at that. That is straight up curl. And it's got all this crazy coloration with it. And even up here at the top, where this one knot is, that's like essentially a three-dimensional effect that occurs in the wood. I love it. It's a really busy piece though, but I think I like it. I don't know what I would make out of it though. I mean, that would be a pretty loud bar top, if you want to say that. And the piece that it came off of, I mean, that thing's massive. For me to reach all the way across, we're talking, this is like, I've got to get my tape out here. I apologize, folks, but I'm saying easily 28, 29 inches right here. 28, we'll say that. Crazy. I don't know. This is funky looking and funkier smelling. I'll say that. On the exterior, you'll see I've still got. Where'd he go? There was a big old bug here. Maybe he fell off, but I've got some bugs and stuff in here, and a little bit of termite only in the exterior. You see, there's a little termite right there, but that's mostly in the exterior portion. It's not. Does not appear to be on the inside. But I do have bug holes that go through this, and I don't know if that's from the box elder beetle or if that's from something else. A box elder bug, whatever they call it. Well, folks, this is just a ginormous log. I've still got a whole lot of mass here. I've got to figure out, right now I've switched to the 2-inch scale, and from here on out, each of these slabs is going to be 2 inches. Now, what I'm going to do with them, I'm guessing bar tops, and it'd be like really the right kind of buyer, but I'll keep that large 2-inch stock, and I can kind of figure out something to do with it. Just like this piece right here. This one's actually 1 3/4 inches, and it's gorgeous as all get out. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. I'm just going to cut them wide, and I'm going to cut them thick, and then we're going to go ahead and dry them for a long time, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do from them after that. And the good thing is, in my shop, where the kids are all playing everything, I've got that loft section. That loft section is made to dry wood, and I'm going to dry me some wood. So stick around. There's going to be more to follow in this video. Probably the next, I'm probably going to do some time-lapse stuff, because this is going to be a long video if I just sit there and cut, because that was a couple minutes just for that one cut. And it's hot and nasty. I'm just trying to get things done. But I'm going to have to conclude this video tomorrow. Right now, I've got to go over there, cook these kids some dinner. Katie right now has a hammer. Don't do it, Katie. It's not worth it. She's looking to jump off the, or really not jump, more tumble off the side of the building. And then I'll have to talk about our newest family member that the kids have over there too. You can't really see, but that's actually another video that I'm editing from when we came back from Tennessee. Stand by for that. So yeah, we'll see you, and I'll conclude the rest of this video with some hyperlapse, followed by maybe a little quick conclusion slide, but we'll see you. Thanks. All right, folks, I just took this slab off. We had some customers come over here. They were looking at some wood, and I demonstrated the cutting capability of the 2000 sawmill here by Timberking. It was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, this is my record thus far. This is 28 inches plus at the bottom, 24 inches over here. So this is a monstrosity of box elder. The flame is good. It was a little bit better on the outside. I still have flame in there. And if you look at this slab over here, we still do have the flame lines going through it. But once we get around this pith right here, I'm getting a little bit lighter color, but we do have flame all the way down the whole length of this, so I'm very happy. And just to do the tail of the tape, now the slab that I just cut, I unfortunately don't know if I'm going to be able to edit that into there. I did a time lapse, and it wasn't coming out that great. So look at that. There's 28, just over 28 inches right there. Same thing there. That's 29 right there. Almost. Actually, shoot me. If you go all the way out to the end there, we're almost 30 inches. Down here at the butt, again, 28 and a half. So very, very cool piece of wood, very big piece of wood. And yeah, it looks like 23 or so at the face, and then next down just a little bit right there. I still have quite a bit more to cut, and in fact, I'm now cutting all these at 2 inches. I am essentially at the 12-inch mark. I think I saw on the computer 12 and some change, but I'll go ahead and cut the rest of this up into 2-inch slabs. So, you know, I should get 6. And go and throw this on a time lapse because this is going to be slow cutting. The last cut, it took me just, I want to say it probably took about 3 or so minutes to cut that. So we'll see. I'm very interested to see if on the bottom side down here, which I think, so you can kind of see, you got your flare right there, and you got some right here. I think the flame is in this region right here. I think I might have a little bit in here, but not as much as what I'm going to see kind of in this outlying wood. So stand by, here we go, we'll cut some more. Alright, so that right there, I had to show just how wide this is. I mean, that encompasses almost the entirety of this. Now we're talking 29 and some regions 30 inches wide. Monstrosity of a log. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like going down. That's huge. This is a ginormous log. It has crazy knots and everything all over it, but it fit through perfectly. Made my last cut at 2 inches. But as you can see, boom, handle it with ease. I was cutting slow, but cutting it slow allowed me to make sure that I wasn't going to blow the blade up. Now I did change the blade a number of times. I wanted to make sure on a high dollar wood, if you want to call it like that, just because the uniqueness of how wide this is and how much flame is in this box elder, this is going to be some rather large money slabs for me. So I want to make sure I kept my blade as sharp as possible to ensure that my cuts were not going to cause the blade to blow up. Alright, so let me go ahead and move the mill head back. We'll open this up and we'll see what some of these last slabs look like. Here we go. Alright folks, the cutting is complete. This is actually now the 3rd day because yesterday we actually ran into an issue on the sawmill, and I'll be doing some maintenance on it today on the main clutch bolt and everything. I think I may have a keyway that's been sheared on one of the bolts. Looking into it right now, so hopefully have the mill back up and running. But literally it happened at the last cut. After I finished this last cut, got the mill head back, had some weird sounds coming, so I put everything back, turned it off, and found out that the front bolt there's a little bit loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that as a separate video and show you kind of what we've experienced and what the fix is going forward from there. So it should be fun. So I'm going to take a few of these slabs off. I'll probably take the first 2 slabs off and kind of do a little reveal on those, and then the rest of them I'll do like something maybe in the shop or a picture. Let me go ahead and move the camera back just a little bit so we can get a better angle. Alright, so give me 1 second. Again, this is at 29 inches wide. This is a big one. And if you've never cut box elder, it smells pretty funky. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's bugs in it. There's tons of bugs in it. I thought this
No, there's not. They're just bug holes. The bugs are not actively in it. All right, so in fact, Tommy, go ahead and give me my my broom section that's over there next to the truck. I'm gonna have Tommy grab that while I get this monstrosity off. Oh boy. There's a lot of curl going on in here. No, walk. All right, folks, how about that? The widest point, which is this section on both of them right there, is 30 inches and just a smidge. The average down the the width of each of these is 28 inches, and it only narrows slightly right at this section right here at the top at 24 inches. These are massive, and they're cut at 2 inches thick. So this box elder really turned out to be quite amazing. There will be just tons of curl where these branches start to come off and everything. These two pieces here are essentially quarter sawn as well, as seen as the straight grain here. The color, I mean, look at all that curl is gonna be right there. Oh my goodness. But the color on this is pretty awesome. It's not as drastic as some of the other pieces, but there's still a lot of pop going on in here. And you can see it does have the bug holes, which I will, once they get these slabs dried and everything, I mean, just look at this. This whole section of curl going all through there. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be amazing. But again, 30 inches at the widest, averages out around 28, and they're 81 inches long. So that's pretty big in relation to the big old black lab right there. That's an 88-pound black lab. So those slabs are pretty big, right, Molly? Yep. So I've got was it 4 more slabs right here. I actually have 3 slabs that are about this size. I've got one that I put into the shop yesterday, but 3 slabs of this size. And then these ones here, I guess they're kind of puny. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. That's only 27 inches wide right there, so 31-ish there. But it does neck down to 25.5, so yeah, that's a small slab. No, in all actuality though, I'm very happy the way this log turned out. I've got a couple of really nice slabs. I mean, this edge right here is a bar top in and of itself, with lots of curl, lots of figure. I posted this on my Facebook page, and I already had about, I think it was 4 people from the first post that I did, like, save us a slab. So I do have direction from my wife. I do have to keep a couple of these slabs. I don't know which ones, but she sees wood and she's like, yeah, we got to have that one because it's very unique, this, that, and the other. So we'll see. Also, another thing, the last cut, made it through, pulled the saw head up and everything, and then we had a little bit of a casualty. So right now I'm going through. I will do a separate video on this. I was checking the torque on the front bolt there. It's actually kind of torqued okay. I think there's a keyway issue. I think we may have broken a key in a keyway or something to that effect. I don't know. I will do a separate video on this where we actually do some tear down and some looking at some parts and pieces here. I've got hydraulics, but very limited at the moment because my front pulley here, in fact, I can show you by hand, I think. If I was to pull on this, it just spins freely on that bolt. So I think there's a keyway where the key is backed out or something. So that's something we're going to find out. And that's the thing, owning a piece of equipment, you're always going to have something that could potentially go wrong. So the good thing is I'm actually going to film this, and hopefully this may help answer some questions that people have. It's like, why is my mill doing this? So I'm gonna get on the phone with Timber King folks, get some other of my local buddies in the area. We'll tear this thing down, do some recording of that, and see if we can get it up and running soon. I don't know when, because right now we also have 2 hurricanes working in the Gulf. They're not really gonna be a direct hit here, but we are gonna have a lot of rain and wind for the next essentially week. So stay tuned. This elder, oh my goodness, this box elder is just amazing. I can't wait to work with this stuff. So I hope this has been an enjoyable video. This has been a long video. I appreciate y'all sticking around. If you like the channel, please like, subscribe, and just doing this for fun and hopefully getting some information out there to folks looking at certain sawmills and looking at ways to cut wood. So stay tuned, here we go.